I'm not going back and forth with a man who thinks that they should be in my position. If you want to be in my position, get in my position.
Do you believe that?
Bluff City Media presents The Anthony Sain Show on YouTube at Bluff City Media. Stepping up to the microphone is your host, Anthony Sain.
Acknowledge me. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Anthony Sain Show. This is, of course, your host, Anthony Sain. We're not live in the studio today. We're going remote. We are 1 day removed from the NBA trade deadline. NBA stuff going all over the place. Grizzlies made some moves. Made one move, really, but, they've been making moves this entire time. My guy, Kenny Stubblefield, is across the world wide web from me. Kenny, what is going on, my brother?
My brother, it's good to see you, man.
Man, good stuff going on.
Have you recovered from the trade deadline?
Yeah, I'm good, man. We're actually a few hours removed in real time when we recorded this. So I'm good, man. Been a lot of stuff going on. People thought this wasn't going to be a busy trade deadline. A lot of movement, man. A lot of teams kind of gearing up. New York Knicks made some major moves. The Memphis Grizzlies, man, got David Roddy about this joint, man. I wonder.
Weird.
With David Roddy going to Phoenix, I wonder does he get the height jump like Vince Williams got when he signed his contract here? Because David Roddy is every bit of 6'3", 6'4". I wonder they're going to make him 6'8". When he goes to go play in Phoenix. We'll see how that
all of a sudden his wingspan is going to go grow by 6 inches, bro. You mean 7-foot wingspan.
We'll see how that whole thing goes down, man. But yeah, man, I got a great show today, man. My good friend Rel Myers. If you don't know who Rel Myers is, you will about today. Just a fantastic content creator, man. Covers the New Orleans Pelicans. She's just incredible. That's all I can say, man. She's just really good at what she does. Really has a real heart for what she does for real, man. She's another person who she'll tell you, I'm not a media member, man. I'm just out here doing my thing, you know what I mean? And she's definitely somebody that I am inspired by. Glad to have her on today. Looking forward to having her on for the sit down with Sain.
Yeah, we got to ask her some tough questions about the New Orleans Memphis shit, man.
Man, a lot of things I want to get into with her, man. Just being a minority like she is in this industry as well. Also being a woman. I'm going to see if she will let us go behind the curtain on those type of things with her as well. But since the last time we talked, Kenny Stubblefield, like we said, the NBA trade deadline was today. The Memphis Grizzlies made a trade. Actually, they made two since the last time we talked. Yep. We'll start with the one. Let's start with the one that happened a couple of days ago. Xavier Tillman. Xavier Tillman was a guy nobody could say anything about. You never hear anybody say they don't like Xavier Tillman, right? He's always a guy had a workman's attitude, a guy who was told several times over the years that he won't be a part of what we're doing, a guy who was sitting down when we were shorthanded, this season, you know what I mean? And a guy who always was available, told the team he wanted to go play in the G League just to stay ready. And we needed him a couple of years ago, the year that he did that. Ended up needing him. He came in and did well. The year that was the year Steven Adams got hurt, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And the first season when Steven Adams got hurt. And we had him ready. He was ready to go. No, that was 2 years ago. That was the year that the first year we had Steven Adams, the year that we lost to Minnesota. That was the year that he was.
No, we beat Minnesota, lost to Golden State.
That's what I mean. Beat Minnesota, lost to Golden State. Yeah, that was that year that he.
That was that year, right?
Yeah, that regular season was the year that he said he'll be fine. I mean, he was going to go to the G League to get some time. Yeah. Just a great guy, man. Guy got married super young, had a family, kids, wife, all these things. Just a solid guy, man. Never heard him saying anything negative about the team, about his players. They all seem to like him. We joked about him being our young Udonis Haslem, right?
Yeah, right.
The guy was 23, and we're talking about he's our Udonis Haslem. But hate to see him go, but a smart move that probably wasn't a necessary move, man. You let go of a guy who was on an expiring deal. You let him go to Boston, and guess what, man? You can bring him back. I don't think he's going to demand a lot of money this summer. If he wants to come back, the team wants him back. You can get him either for the full mid-level exception if you're able to stay under the tax line. And if you are a luxury tax team, you still get, that luxury tax exception as well.
Right.
So I would not be surprised to see Xavier Tillman back with this Memphis organization, depending on how things go this summer. You traded him to Boston. You got 2 second-round picks. It does seem like the Grizzlies are prepping for something major, when it comes down this offseason. And I don't know whether that's trading for a starting center or maybe trading for another position, maybe trading for a guy who could be a guy who could make Jaren Jackson Jr.'s job a lot easier if he's going to be your 5 on paper or whatever. So I don't know what the Grizzlies are planning on doing. Looks like they are trying to. Number one thing they're trying to do, don't get it twisted. Number one thing it seems like they're trying to do is save money.
They got to save money, man.
And roster spots. They can't. Their financial situation is about to change a lot when Desmond Bane's contract kicks in. So they got to be fiscally responsible when it comes down to things like that. So when it comes down to the Xavier Tillman trade, I get it. Hate to see X leave. Hope he goes out there and wins the championship, man.
How much does he help? How much does he help Boston?
I'm not sure. I can see a scenario where he ain't playing.
Yeah,
I mean, he was on this team and wasn't playing. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
I mean, I hope he gets some playing time. I would like to see him do his thing in Boston, a little bit in the playoffs or whatever. But as soon as our regular season ends, I'll be pulling for Boston anyway. 'Cause I ain't gonna lie, I'm a closet Jason Tatum stand anyway. So I'll definitely be pulling for my boy Tillman when he puts on that green for sure. Today's trade, you sent out David Roddy to Phoenix. A weird trade that Phoenix Suns were involved in. What was the original trade? What was the? It was Phoenix. Phoenix and Brooklyn. Phoenix and Brooklyn made the deal for Royce O'Neal. The Grizzlies got involved in it. They sent because Phoenix was running out of bodies, right? So the Grizzlies sent over David Roddy to Phoenix. Got back Chemezi. Is it Chemezi Metu? Is that his name?
Metu or something like that.
6'10", power forward center, kind of athletic, kind of long bodied. 6'9", 6'10", power forward center. Comes to the Grizzlies, as well as our good friend Yuta Watanabe, man. My daughter Sabrina, of course, is in love with Japanese culture, but she never was interested in the fact that we had a Japanese player for the Grizzlies. Never really cared about it at all. And I told her, I said, we got the Japanese player back again, Sabrina. She said, you want me to teach you how to talk to him when he comes to the locker room?
Oh, that's funny, man.
I said, no, I'm good. He speaks English. You don't speak English, right? Yeah. I think he does.
Yeah. I'm sure he does, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, got Yuta back. The deal's kind of strange. Only way I look at it is if we're talking basketball, you get a free look at two dudes as opposed to one. You know what I mean? The Grizzlies waived Victor Oladipo today. So you get a free look at two guys instead of one. Me Too may be a player they take a look at. I'm not buying it. And you get Yuta back, man, who Yuta has a player option. He can opt in for this summer. I could very well see a scenario where Yuta and his camp opt out of that and try to sign somewhere else in free agency because it's only a $2.5 million deal for next year.
Right.
So he could be somebody that could roll off. And the Grizzlies might see something they like, man. This is a guy the Grizzlies, took very young in his career. He was a rookie on this team. And sometimes I was talking to Greer about this and Mark King as well. Sometimes, man, like as a GM, you can have a guy that you see leave and go do other things somewhere else. He was like, I knew I was right. I knew that was in that dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, let me see if I can get some of that back because Yuta was okay in Toronto. He was really good in Brooklyn. He goes to Phoenix and he's shit. And maybe, Kleiman's like, hey, I know that Brooklyn version of him was somewhere in there where he was shooting 44% from three, playing defense.
Right.
Those type of things. So, who cares? Kind of a 6'8", 6'9" body. Yuta can defend. It's kind of a energy guy, so to speak. But I think the main reason why, if the Grizzlies had their pick of dudes who comes back, we got new Grizzly jerseys that he can wear his number in that could get sold over in Japan. Versions of the Grizzlies you've never seen before, Japan, are now available. We got a City Edition jersey. We got a new baby blue joint. You know what I mean?
They said we about to sell some jerseys.
Yeah, we got all that for y'all, man. We got two new jerseys y'all ain't never seen before that you do not have. Hey, don't mess around. Don't mess around like Jason Wexler be feeling himself and say, hey, Yuta, let's get a new number. Let's get a new number this time around.
You're right.
So we can sell all these jerseys, man, for sure. Because if you do not know Yuta Watanabe, when you're talking about like as far as like media attention,
oh my God,
that rookie year when Ja was here, Ja got the most attention. Yuta Watanabe was very close behind him. In some cases, he was even more. Like being for real, man. Yuta had like a huge Japanese presence when it came down to Grizzly games for sure.
Like media folks from Japan moved to Memphis to cover that, man.
Oh yeah,
they were here
for sure, man. For sure. Overall thoughts on the trade deadline. I love what the Knicks did. I'll give it Rel Myers about this later on too. She's going to join us for the 3-pointer. Love what the Knicks did for sure, man. To get two guys who are proven guys, I want to say Burks has playoff experience too, but yeah, I think he has. I think he went there with the Knicks before.
Yeah.
And I think that Utah team, no, he wouldn't. No, he was on those bad Utah teams. But yeah, two experienced just bucket makers, man, and Bogdanovich and Alec Burks coming from Detroit, going to New York in their deal. We'll talk about all that, man. They definitely made the biggest move. Everyone else, Dallas kind of did some good stuff too, man. Dallas really did some things. Yeah.
Were you surprised Dallas got off Grant Williams the way they did so quick?
Nah, he's been terrible. I don't think he's been good for them. Yeah, because I don't think he's been good for them at all. You got to
get PJ Washington back. Getting PJ Washington back for that team, that Dallas team, man, that's going to be because you're talking about a pick and roll, pick and pop kind of guy. Like, that only helps Luka, man. Like that's an interesting get for the.
I like what Oklahoma City did. Not as much on the court, but they're going to free up a lot of money this offseason and be able to actually draft some of those draft picks they have and not have to trade those off. Been a very interesting, very busy trade deadline. But I'm gonna get out the way, man. Like I said, one of the most awesome content creators, man, in this NBA world, man. Rel Myers is about to join us for the sit down with Sain. About to take a break, y'all. When we come back, it's gonna be me and Rel Myers here on the Anthony Sain Show. See you guys in a minute.
Yeah. Vince Williams is the closest thing we've seen to Tony Allen.
100%.
Tony Allen. I think that has been really thrown around very loosely in a kind of just joking manner for a lot of people, because everybody for the love that we have for TA, such a big factor in this franchise. We throw that thing around. We throw that the grandson thing around lightly because it's kind of funny on Twitter, but he is the closest thing to Tony Allen that has been so far in a Memphis uniform. And I think that's very, DeAnthony Melton might have been the other, but to your point, that's what made me think about this, is that the fearlessness that he plays with, that's what Tony Allen played with. He did not care who you were. He doesn't see a name on that.
Tune in to The Daily Grind with Mark King and Luke Hatmaker at 1 p.m. every Monday through Friday, live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
One of the original core four members, a pillar of this franchise. He walked so the new era could run. Marc Gasol is going to have his 33 hung in the rafters. But Marc really revitalized the Grizz, not only for me, but for a large segment of the Mid-South, right? Like, he was kind of the driving force behind that because nobody could take over a game. Sans Zebo, nobody could take over a game like Marc Gasol could. Right. But when he was aggressive on offense, he was a walking bucket, man. Just that mid-range, elbow shot was just lethal. And so,
Mike Conley was the conductor, is what they call it. Marc Gasol was equally that to this team. He was the heart and soul. He was such a Eurobasket kind of basketball player. He was so
smart,
cerebral,
smart.
He knew what you were doing before you knew what you were doing, and it came to fruition so many times on the defensive end to the point to where he was the NBA Defensive Player of the Year.
Tune in to the Two Buck Sports Show with Rusty Witten and Drew Gann every Friday at 3 p.m. only on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. Super excited for this guest, man. I don't want to be on my group of shit about too many folks at this media game. Just being real with y'all. But this young lady right here, man, big Rel Myers from New Orleans, one of my favorite content creators out here. And I sure don't be on nobody jock who cover another team like that, man. But this is my homie right here. I really got introduced to this lady this season, really. I looked on Twitter. I was like, how long? I don't know how long ago I followed you, but we followed each other, seemed like for a while. But I really got to know who you are. I'm going to tell you what it is. It's that button on Twitter. I'm going to tell you, it's that button on Twitter. Hold on, I'm about to tell you right now. Bad podcasting right here. But it's that, not the follows button, but the other junk.
The For You tab?
The For You tab.
Yeah.
The For You tab is what really connected me to you. My guy, my other partner on Twitter and lost. I'm so stuck on. I never knew what his real name is. I just know him by his Twitter name.
Oh yeah, J-Dub.
Yeah, J-Dub. Yeah. J-Dub probably put me on you. That's probably how we initially got connected. But for those of you who don't know, Rel Myers is a very, very talented content creator from the New Orleans Pelicans fan base / media world. We both relate to these folks who got something to say about letting fans in the locker room and y'all ain't never some fans.
Yeah.
That's your mammy. I don't care what you got to say. We gonna talk about some of everything today. NBA trade deadline. We open up the show talking about that. We just gonna have some fun in this segment, and next segment we'll jump on into particular trades you saw today. I just want to have just a full blast conversation with you. I'm really sick too because you about to be in my city.
Yeah.
When the Grizzlies play the Pelicans, we were gonna try to do this live. I'm like, man, I'm not even gonna be in town. So I said, no, we gotta bring the girl on pretty soon. I'm gonna start off with this. What's it like? Because I'm not gonna put too much of your personal business out there, but I know you have a lot of disadvantages that a lot of people don't have in this market, right? I mean, in this field that you're in, of content creating, right? Mm-hmm. First of all, you're not a man.
That's number one.
And you're not white.
Number two.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know it's hard. You know what I mean? And I've seen this happen so many times, man. And I'll make this statement. And people say, well, it's hard for women in media. And I say, yes, that's true.
Yeah.
And I said, but it's also super harder. It's harder for Black women.
Yeah.
And it's also harder for women who just put content only out there and they're not trying to be cute or sexy or showing ass or, you know. I seen it be real easy for the ones showing ass. I didn't see them say anything. And,
hey,
10,000 likes. You know what I mean? So like, all right, cool. I seen them come there and say, hey, the sky is blue. Oh, shit, the sky is blue. I like that shit. Like, I've seen it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So what is it like for you? Because I've seen people say just stupid, dumb shit to you, right? I've seen you post videos and people just say dumb things in the comments.
Man.
What is it? And then, like I said, you also lean totally into being a New Orleans Pelicans fan. And there's this fake facade out here like we're not supposed to like the team we cover or like the team damn city we live in. You know what I mean? So what's it like for you? Just explain some of the bullshit you go through in this content creating world of covering the NBA team.
Well, for me, it's like I'm not like covering the team in any like official capacity, right? Like I'm just doing me.
I can't name nobody else to cover the Pelicans. You are as official as it comes to me, my friend. I don't know what you talking about.
I just be doing my thing. You know what I mean? It's like the way I approach everything is fan first for me. Like I've been a fan of the team, and there was a little a period. There was like a 5, 6, 7 year gap where I didn't watch no NBA. I wasn't watching the Pelicans. I wasn't watching the Pelicans when they became the Pelicans. Like the maybe between 2010, 2017 or something. I'm telling you, I wasn't watching no NBA at all. I was like, forget it. I don't care. You know what I mean? But before that, before Hurricane Katrina, all those things, like I was in there. I was going to games. It was like, it was a thing with me and my family. My mom was a really big basketball fan. She got me into basketball. So I've just been a fan, and I got back into really, really being a fan a few years ago, became a season ticket holder, and things just kind of have exploded when the Pelicans started 1-12 and they were 3-16 at the beginning of the 2021-2022 season. And me and a couple of friends started what's called the Pels 12. It's just a grassroots effort to like get more people going to games and watching games. Even when the team's out of town, we do watch parties and things like that. Like you do your watch parties, we do ours too. Yeah. So that, you know, that's gotten some attention from the team, but they're not trying to mess with it on any like official capacity, level, you know? And it's like, from a PR and marketing standpoint, it's like, I get it. But at the same time, you could very well, as an organization, lean into what we're doing.
Come on now. Memphis Grizzlies, listen, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's crazy because just over these last few years, watching what the Grizzlies do, it's like they're so much more like they're tapped into what's going on with the fan base. They tapped into the city. With us, it's just like, you can tell it's just a bunch of random kids who just graduated from college, just got hired by the organization. They don't know nothing about New Orleans. It's NOLA to them. People from New Orleans, we don't call it NOLA. Right. We just really don't. So it's like, we know that y'all not from here.
I got some examples of this same shit over here too, though.
It's like, we know that y'all not from here.
We do something called slicing here.
What's that?
It's like when you hitting the pool. Some real I forgot this. This is my sport. I'm gonna say some N-words. I always say some N-word shit. It's some real Afrocentric thing that we do where you hit the pool and you like slicing the wall like, wow, like it's just a real Memphis.
I never heard of this before.
Yeah, all right. So the Grizzlies did a video. The Grizzlies did a video about it. I was like, nah, but it's not slicing. But it was like white people doing like, nah, stop hitting record.
So they was trying to swag surf without swag.
Yeah, stop. I feel you.
Yeah, they just not really like it was weird because the first year that we really started doing the parties and things, and this is the first time I'm getting noticed by the organization because I'm the face of what's going on with the watch parties and stuff. Like there were other people. My guy Chris started doing the Pelican Spaces. He was blowing up. He was getting their attention, and then we started doing the watch parties. And so there was a lady who worked for their brand strategy who ended up leaving the team after that season. I think she left, and she had kind of become my contact real quick. And since she's been gone, the team is just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Because it got to a point where she was like, look, we're gonna get y'all 20 tickets and some food vouchers, and y'all just give them to the most rowdiest fans. And it was like, yo, we got a little movement. We able to get people in the building, you know. Yeah. But ever since then, it's like it was a changing of the guard, and whoever came in after that was just like, nah, we're not trying to hear what they're doing over there. And it's crazy because like we got movement out here, and like when players see me, players know me. You know what I mean? Like it's wild. So I'm just staying in everybody's face. But at the same time, it's like I'm just having fun, just doing stuff. I'm meeting people. I'm, talking to people in the front office. They know me when they see me, stuff like that. But it's like it's gotten to a point now where it's like I'm doing so well, just like ascending as just me. I don't need to be filling out no applications trying to work for them. I'm not gonna have the freedom to just be me anyway if I do. Yeah, right. So people be tweeting at the team, hire Rel, and I'd be like, cut that out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I definitely have a similar story. I had so many battles with the Grizzlies, man. Like, you know what I mean? And now I'm buddy with all of them over there. Like I'm super tight. Like they open up, they literally open up doors for me, man. Like with my mentoring group, they let me bring my mentoring group kids in, and they're able to cover games and all those type of things for sure. Yeah. You said that you look at the Grizzlies. I know you guys are a looking ass organization over there with the Pelicans. I know that you guys are constantly just building these teams to beat the Grizzlies. I know you guys are like building these super teams over there in New Orleans. I know y'all try to get DeJounte Murray, who got, we think we believe DeJounte Murray has beat with y'all. And I said these dudes are really trying to get back this Grizzlies beater. This Grizzlies right. No, but seriously, no. I would like to know, because here's something that has happened over time. I started covering the Grizzlies with in the locker room, covering them that's not true either, but I started covering them for my first paid gig, real money coming in, paid gig in 2019-20, right?
Okay,
which is Ja's rookie season, right?
Right.
And that was the same year you guys got Zion. And I took the road trip to New Orleans, right? And New Orleans is easily one of my favorite cities. Easily one of my favorite cities. Best food, women, amazing. Right. So but basically what I'm trying to say is this, right? It seems like there should be a natural rivalry between two teams that are in the South like that. We aren't that far away from each other, right? It's the famous Memphis to New Orleans train ride, right? Everybody knows that. But with that being said, I would like to know, because it seems like you guys fans do get up and really do feel a way about us.
Yeah.
And I want to know, is it the way that I perceive? Like, do y'all really give a shit about the Grizzlies?
I think so for sure. I mean, I can only really speak for me, just from my perspective, what I see as far as how other people act, they definitely feel like y'all shouldn't be as far ahead of us as you have been. You had back-to-back 50-win seasons. We had a 36-win season and a 42-win season, and it's like, bro, come on. And then we got booted from the play-in last season, so it's just I think a lot of people look at it kind of like, nah, man, I don't like this. I don't like, because we supposed to be where they at. And for me personally, that's what it's turning into for me with OKC. And I'm like,
we gonna get to that. ugly jersey ass, man. Them folks got everything about them is ugly, bro. They logo ugly. Every jersey they got is ugly. Like the city edition, whatever you got, that shit trash. Like the players on the team look like goofballs. They look like a bunch of embrees, man. Get them dudes out of here.
And they done got Gordon Hayward. He gonna fit right in. But anyway,
well, yeah, exactly, bro. Man, get y'all garbage. I can't stand them folks, bro.
But yeah, I think what you're seeing, there is some truth to that. Again, I can't speak for like everybody, but just from what I could tell, it's kind of like, nah, we supposed to be doing this. But a lot of it is just bad luck and injuries for us. And I mean, y'all seeing it right now with the injuries y'all got. Otherwise, I feel like y'all would be cool. I don't know if y'all would be fine in the West per se, as John would say. But still, like I feel like y'all would be good if it wasn't for like this like catastrophic season y'all having as far as the injury report goes. It's insane.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say this. Well, I'm looking at the shirt you got on, right? I'm looking at your color scheme, right? I'm just wondering I want to do a sneaker check with you. I'm just wondering what you got on your feet right now, man.
Yo, bro, I don't have no shoes on. This is what
me either. Okay. I thought you might have had the John 1 bites on, which I know just came.
I just got my bites, but I ain't wearing them. Look, I have dogs, and it's a lot of dog hair on the floors and things. Yeah. And I haven't decided yet, are these shoes, am I going to wear those just on the court, or am I going to wear them out in the world? I haven't decided yet. So they're in the box, but they're here. They're in safekeeping. Right. But they fire, man. That's my second pair of John 1s. And Pelicans fans asking me, why am I supporting him? And I'm like, mind your business.
Right. Well, I will never put some Zions on because some shit is ugly. But
bro, listen.
If they was fly, Zion has shoes for like fat kids. Like that's what makes his shoes.
Give me a break, man. Look,
Zion, I got a chubby son and he had some Zion. He's like, Dad, I don't want these for fat kids. Like
that's insane, bro. Look, shout out to Zion. I got a free pair of the Zion 3s from him a little while ago. I got a video on my YouTube channel about it. Mm-hmm. He had this event where he gave out a bunch of free shoes, and the shoes are like a limited run, so they're numbered 1 through 500, things like that, whatever. Mm-hmm. The shoes, the colorway, they look kind of cool, but the issue with the shoes was that they were so narrow, and I'm like, yo, I can't wear these. And they were free, so I was like, am I able to like just like I don't know if I can exchange this, so now I just have this random pair of shoes, but it was a nice gesture. He's a cool dude,
like a loaf of bread.
Bro, they so narrow, they so tight. My feet was tingling and falling asleep. It was crazy.
Oh, okay. Well, so how much do you think the way the Pelicans fans feel about the Grizzlies like goes back to the Zion both being rookies, 2 high profile rookies? Do you think it's that, or do you think it's the logistics of the cities, or what?
For me, I think it's just that. It's just, I mean, you're in our division, and so we have to see you a lot, but there's been so much talk of like, Zion was hurt and everyone likes to talk about if there was a redraft, Ja will go first. And it's just like, bro, Zion has had a lot of bad, like his injury history is bad, but there's no GM that would have been able to keep their job after not drafting him first. Like, we don't have to do this. We really don't have to do this, So I think a lot of it stems just from those two guys. And it's crazy because like, they have that personal history with each other from AAU days and things like that. So I don't think it goes any further back than that at all. I don't remember any Pelicans fans having any animosity towards Memphis. It was mostly like the Spurs or something. The Spurs are aggravating.
It seemed like it started around that time, and I know I was one of the people who was kind of create this rivalry. Like, why aren't we rivals with like this? Because at that time, B.I. was still young. You know what I mean? Y'all had Jackson Hayes, who looks like a Fraggle Rock. Y'all had
he's a giraffe.
Y'all had your boy Nikhil Alexander Walker.
Lonzo.
Y'all had a nice little Lonzo Ball. Yeah, y'all had a nice little young crew, man. So at that point, then y'all have JJ Redick too.
We did. We had him for 2 years or like a year and a half, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was trying to create that thing. I think it's coming though. Bro. We got to make that happen. We got to start like a little fake feud or something between me and you. We gonna know this. Me and you be throwing so many lobs to each other. We be. Man.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
so, man. And they crazy. Yo, they crazy behind me, bro. Like people who follow me, they just be like, "You're gonna be talking around like that," and I'll be like, "Yo, I don't even know who you are." Right. Thank you for having my back.
Right. What are your thoughts on like NBA shit takes? because the thing is, like, it's being a content creator, and now that you got Twitter Blue, Twitter cutting you a check every week now, right? I mean, every 2 weeks now, right? So it's like it pays to just say goofball shit. But something I noticed about you, everything come out your mouth, you just saying real talk. You just happen to be a funny person. Like me. Like I just try to be funny. I try to say shit that's real to me. And more likely you're gonna think that shit funny. Like I'm not gonna say that you can tell the people are like, bro, get this goofy shit off my Twitter, bro. You know what I mean? So what are your thoughts of the current state of just how content creation or just online marketing, whatever you're doing? What are your thoughts on the current state of?
Yeah, I'm not a fan at all of like the shock value tweets and things like that. And I just, like I said earlier, I just be doing what I like to do. You know what I mean? And my Twitter, like I've been on Twitter for so long on the same account, like since January of 2009, bro. Like it's not like an account that I made and was like, this is going to be my professional Twitter and I'm going to talk about basketball, you know? Like I be talking about my dogs on there and how they drive me crazy. And I'm talking about the game. And when the game's done, I'm talking trash about going to the Lakers spaces and listening to them whine after they lose, you know? And so it's like, I just get on there and I'm posting videos, whether it be like some highlights or me talking. Like, no, at this point, no matter what I do, every 2 weeks I'm gonna get about $20 from Elon, and I'm cool with that because I don't have to pay for my Twitter Blue.
The damn check no more. I'm good.
Yeah, as long as I don't have to, like, I'm not paying out of pocket for Twitter Blue. I'm cool. Like, I'm just on here. I'm just building like my brand of like how I interact with people and how I talk about the game, you know. It's like I'm not really like an X's and O's type. I'm not a CBA and salary cap type. Like I'm just a fan who be saying stuff. Just be saying stuff. So I don't like.
I totally get what you say. Now another issue in regards to the Grizzlies and the Pelicans is a gentleman by the name of Trey Murphy. Right. So you laughing? I ain't got shit to laugh about. I'm talking about you just.
Because we was talking about takes. Yeah, man, because we was talking about takes, and I was thinking about Mike and how Mike was talking about Trey and Zaire. And it's funny.
All right, come on. We go. Shout out to my boy Michael and Rel too.
Yeah.
But now, Trey Murphy, right?
Yeah.
You over there laughing at T Hen. I'm over there sick. But Trey Murphy taken 19th in the draft, a pick that was originally the Grizzlies pick. We made a deal with you guys for Steven Adams. Gave you guys Jonas Valanciunas.
Yeah.
Seemed like an even swap, but we just gonna dap it up on numbers. You know, you guys have got good years out of JV. We had good years out of Steven Adams.
There you
go. Then you guys got rid of what was the guy y'all got rid of?
Oh man, who
athletic point guard, combo guard, Eric Bledsoe, right?
Oh my God, yeah. We had to get rid of him. We got rid of Lonzo too. Yeah, we had to get rid of Bledsoe. Like,
so it's like, hey, you know, shit happens. You know what I mean? Whatever, shit happens. Yeah. So, but the Zaire Williams, Trey Murphy part is the part the Grizzlies fans still feel way about. I'm gonna give you an opportunity, Rel, to just really rub that in my face. How good of a player what do you see his cap being in the next 5 years as he goes like into his prime years?
Man, it's nuts. I was so, and I'm still very, very high on Trey Murphy. I'm a Trey Murphy believer. Like I'm not a stan, but like I believe in the guy. You know, I've like grown a relationship with his parents, things like that. I tell people, this is kind of funny. I tell people my goal in life is to go to Trey Murphy's wedding. He don't even have a girlfriend, but someday I'm gonna be so close to these people. I'm gonna be in his wedding. But Trey had such a good offseason. Like, I'm just watching all these videos, and I know the guy who's like his videographer, and he's posting all these things in offseason, and Trey was putting in work. Like, he went to Italy on vacation with his parents, but he was in the gym in Italy. He's like renting out gyms. Like, he's just doing his thing. He's putting in work, and he's ready. He's getting ready to earn this, you know, next contract and everything. And then he had the issue with his knee, his like meniscus or something like that. And it's like right now it feels like in the back of his mind, that's all he's thinking about. Like the confidence in his shot just hasn't been there. He's not really like attacking the rim. And it's just like, and that was the first time he'd ever been injured. And so now it's like he's dealing with this mental hurdle. And I know once he gets over that and he gets past all that injury stuff, he's going to be able to ascend beyond what we saw in the first 2 seasons. And he looked really good in the first season, but his minutes were limited. You know, and the defense buy-in wasn't there. And if you ain't playing defense with Willie Green, he ain't feeling it. So Trey was getting benched a lot. But as a shooter, especially alongside, you know, our rookie Jordan Hawkins, like these guys can be a great tandem moving forward. And they think that they could rival Steph and Clay. That's what they think, you know. So and that's a possibility somewhere down the line. They're still very young. He's a third-year guy and a rookie, but Trey could be really, really, really good. And right now he's just in a funk. But it's one of those things when you're a shooter, you got to shoot out of it. Like you shoot or shoot. You're not gonna make it if you're not shooting. So you got to get that rhythm and just keep putting the shots up. So I think he's gonna be really, really good. And he's adding other things to his game. You know, you see guys in the offseason working on things, and you expect them to add it into a game, but then they don't. And now early in the season when he came back, he was doing these things. He pull up, dribble, you know, do a little midi because he wasn't doing no middies in the first 2 years. So you can see he's trying to make that progress, but now that he's into this little funk, it's tough. It's tough. But I mean, it's not too late for Zaire.
Oh yeah, it's too late. No, but if y'all ever get tired of him, if y'all ever feel like you ever get tired of him,
man. I wouldn't. Some people are very. I'm a little bit more patient, which is crazy for me to say because in other aspects of life, I'm the most impatient person ever. But I'm more patient with like Trey being in the slump and things. But a lot of people are just like, no, he got to get it together, and I'm like, I have no comment.
Yeah, he do need to get it together. Like, get him out of there.
I have no comment.
Get him to Memphis, man. Let's do the trade back over again.
You want to hit the undo button? You want to hit Control Z?
Yeah, let's go do that. Because y'all have a lot of good wings though. Y'all have a lot of good, interchangeable, defensive-minded wings. So y'all
used to have nothing.
Y'all could look at a dude like that.
We used to have nothing in terms of like wings, and now it's like wings are us. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, y'all got a 10-piece over there for sure.
Extra wet.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I feel away, man, because y'all really is looking at Trey Murphy like, oh, Trey's really struggling. I wish we had this type of problem because them dudes, we got his ass. I got people trying to argue me talking about some Jake LaRavia. Like, man, yo, shut the hell up talking to me. What are you talking about?
Man.
Yeah, wild stuff for sure. I tell you what, Rel, we got to take a break, friend. When we come back, we're going to do something we call a three-pointer, man, where we talk about three things going on in the world of sports. We just going to talk some NBA trades. The trade deadline was today. We're going to talk about that. About to take a break. We'll be right back with my girl, Rel Myers. New Orleans Pelicans independent content creator in the building. We'll be back in a minute, y'all, on the Anthony Sain Show.
But I just want to ask the question. Should Derrick Rose retire?
I mean,
I'm being dead serious. It's nothing against the guy.
I know you are. That's why it sucks.
I'm asking a legit question because he can't stay injury free. I don't know if it, maybe an offseason helps.
Magic 8 ball. All signs point to yes.
Sheesh. That's the sad part of it too.
It's again, like I know a lot of people want him to do the Udonis Haslem thing. Like that's the extent of Derrick Rose at this point. It's
okay.
Like, he still showed. I mean, he had a nice move under the basket tonight, but it's like he's always hurt for a reason, dude. His body's just it doesn't happen, right? And if he can fit into Udonis Haslem type role where he's just the bench guy and the vet for the team, then that's awesome.
Tune in to the Grizz 901 postgame show, live after every Grizzlies game on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Penny after the game, for those that haven't seen his opening statement, I thought, for a lot of people that are just diehard Memphis fans, they probably read it as a rally or heard it as a rallying cry, like, oh yeah, awesome, go Tigers. Then he kept going and he was talking about the media, and he said, some of the stuff I've read is laughable. Some of the stuff I've heard is laughable. It felt like he was gaslighting the media and a lot of the fan base that have been sort of in that naysayer camp. When he says, like, just because we have a downtime and these guys have a downtime doesn't mean that we're, have chemistry issues. It doesn't mean that something is broken about our team, yada, yada, yada. The only thing I'd say to him calling like the media talking about that laughable is you're the one who created those things, Benny.
Right.
In the end of the day, you can blame the media for what they're writing, but they're writing those things because you created a narrative about this team on the front end.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. Got my girl Rel Myers in the building. Kenny Stubblefield with me. About to do the 3-pointer, man. We talk about 3 things going in the world of sports. Ain't shit going on with the trade deadline, man. That's what we're gonna talk about. I don't know how many points we're gonna make, but that's all we're gonna talk about. Number one, the New York Knicks, I believe, were the winners of the NBA trade deadline. Got my boy, Taylor Jenkins' brother, my boy Bogdanovich from Detroit.
His little brother, man.
Yeah, his little brother, man. Same hairline. And they also got my man Alec Burks in the building. Didn't really give up shit. I mean, that's what they sent out. Not shit. That's what the Knicks sent out. Quentin Grimes went out to Detroit with some other bullshit.
It really did feel like today was, hey, what teams have what players have the Grizzlies been interested in for the last 3 years?
Right. And
let's all trade them at the same time together
everywhere.
Away. Like, it's crazy. Quentin Grimes.
I feel like if this was the year when we were competing, man, we would have made some shit happen this year, bro.
I think so.
Because a lot of guys that did get moved were guys that we had interest in for sure. But damn all that, we ain't got nothing to compete for. I'm good. Ray, what are your thoughts on what the Knicks did today, going to get the guys they got?
I do agree that they won. I don't know why I wasn't really expecting them to do all of what they did.
Oh, they went in. They said,
but
man,
yeah,
we
really
fight
did.
hard to lose in the second round. We finna do everything we can to still lose in the second round.
Hey, at least they're getting that. Some teams ain't getting that.
Yeah,
My team's trying to get that.
Yeah, we definitely ain't finna beat them.
But no, I like it. I like what they did. They got Alec Burks back. So he's on his like second stint with them or something. But yeah, I think they made some good moves.
Also got the news today that OG Anunoby has some type of hand issue. It's gonna keep him out. He had surgery. Gonna keep him out for about 3 weeks to a month, probably.
He had some loose fragments in his elbow, they said.
Yeah, elbow. What I said, gotta get hand from. I'm thinking about Zaire Williams.
The elbow.
Zaire Williams sorry ass on the brain. Yeah, I'm tripping. I still don't think about Zaire over here.
Oh,
so well, I'm joking, but where do you think that ultimately puts them in the East? Because I'm like, okay, y'all still ain't better than Boston. Yeah. You know what? I ain't gonna lie, they kind of strike while the iron is hot. Because Boston's the only team I'm gonna say is Boston's good. Is Cleveland better than the Knicks? I don't know. They're you know what I mean?
They're on a tear right now, but I don't know.
If you ain't
Milwaukee changing their come on, man. Something weird is going on over at Milwaukee.
I don't trust them. I don't trust Milwaukee. I didn't trust them before they fired Adrian Griffin, and now I'm just like, what exactly are y'all doing? And then they made that trade. Well, they just got Pat Bev, right?
Like, they just got Pat Bev. Yeah, that's Doc Rivers' guy. That's Doc Rivers' guy. So of course they brought him in.
Okay, so what's he gonna come do? Play a little bit of defense? That's it. Like he's not contributing to the offense. But I guess they did need some.
Bring Black Air Force One energy.
Yeah, they did need some defense because they lost Drew. Where's the defense coming from?
You can't start Beverly. I mean,
nah.
I mean, so what are you doing? I mean, it's that
PJ Tucker energy that they don't have right now. They need that PJ Tucker energy.
But
what if they bring? What if I think PJ was saying he wants to get released by the Clippers and go somewhere? I'm like, man, what if Milwaukee got him and Pat Bev on the same team for the playoffs? Come on,
man. Black Air Force One energy and elite Nike energy at the same time.
Fusion.
But exactly. But here's the thing that makes you think about Milwaukee, right? Like we knock teams like the Grizzlies who draft well, the Pelicans who draft well and can develop players and find these diamonds in the rough in the G League and second round picks. Something I definitely, both of our fan bases, both our teams draft and scout well to get those fringe guys, right? Mm-hmm. We knock our teams for not being aggressive with things like that. Then you'll see a team like the Bucks who are so top heavy. Like you haven't nailed anything in the draft in 10 years. You know what I mean? Even though you won that championship, now when your guys have gotten old, you're just looking old as shit. You know what I mean? Like that's something like with the Bucks is definitely that's a real thing, man. Like they don't have anything to fall back on for sure. Number 2 on the 3-pointer is those dastardly Oklahoma City Thunder. Whatever way you felt about the Grizzlies being ahead of schedule, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you what Grizzly fans are going through. Can I say that? I can say the D word on here, right?
Which one?
You can say whatever you want, man. Which D word are you talking? Which D word are you talking about?
You can edit you want to, bro. The way the NBA was on our dick a few years ago.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see where we're going.
To see that good NBA coochie yanked off of us and thrusting down and twerking on the goddamn Oklahoma. I feel away about that shit, bro.
I saw your tweet about it, saying something about seeing the OKC
seeing how stupid their fans sound. Right.
Yeah,
Saying they're gonna run through
yeah.
everybody. Like y'all are not running through nobody. Y'all getting y'all ass bounced.
You witnessing what's getting ready to happen to them and everything.
Yeah, because we was stupid like that too. It's like, oh man, we're gonna run through the West.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, we grown man basketball started. Get y'all garbage ass out of here, man. But
I'm
yeah,
saying somebody.
Go
my
ahead,
bad.
bro.
I was gonna say back to like the whole hot take thing. Somebody had said they named a couple different teams that OKC was sweeping the first round. There's not a single one, man. You're lying. There's not a single one that they
ain't happening. Ain't happening. But I will say this though. That Gordon Hayward move pissed me off so bad, bro. So I'm like, man, that's the type of move that a smart ass front office makes, bro. And I was listening to Daniel Greer and Mark King talking about like, I don't get it. I'm like, bro, them dudes about to open up $30 million in cap space. And if Gordon Hayward helps in the playoffs, he helps. If he don't, he don't.
Yeah.
And they've got a ton of first round picks, right?
A ton.
Their Gordon Hayward contract is gonna roll off. And I want to say they sent out 3 dudes in that deal, right? So that's gonna be you pick up 2 more roster spots, so you don't have to trade those first round picks off. You get to draft 2 more dudes this year because you're freeing up the roster. You're gonna free up because you're gonna roll off Hayward too. That's 3. That's 3 roster spots you're gonna fill up.
They be playing chess and everybody else playing checkers.
Like, bro, like I commend them folks. They smart as hell.
That's that Sam Presti, man. Sam Presti is that dude over there,
bro.
man.
Yeah.
Damn them dude, dastardly ass Oklahoma City Thunder, bro. I'm hating, bro, for real.
Like honestly, like when they came out and started doing that like post game huddle thing, they do like.
Ooh,
that was a grit. Like we got hated on for
looking
that.
In the face, bro. Look how I'm looking in the face.
Yeah. And I've seen the Grizzlies fans' reaction to that, and I'm just watching like, ooh,
man, get y'all, hold on, man.
Y'all better get them.
Get y'all weak ass out of here, man. Go pray before the game or something like y'all been doing. Man.
It didn't even look organic.
Team. Man, get y'all weird ass up out of here, man.
It didn't look organic at all, man.
Freak ass. What's the boy name?
Giddy.
Josh Giddy, man. Get your
freaky.
Man,
How crazy is it? How crazy is it? They had
hold on, I'm about to tell you. Hold on, bro. I got a good check about to come out, man. Josh Giddy, get your freak ass. What's that dude name, man?
Oh no.
The kid Leroy looking ass, man. Get your ass off out of here, man.
That's what he looked like.
Man, get your SGA, get your man. David Rutherford from the Temptation movie looking ass, man.
And that's another reason I don't really care for OKC. I don't care for Shea's brand of basketball.
Yeah,
I don't
man.
care for the throw your head back and we're gonna send you to the free throw line. And
Yeah, man,
and if I complain about that, they're fans because they have fans who are children who will search the teams, their name and go find tweets about their favorite player and be like, well, Shea only shot 8 free throws tonight. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm talking about him in general in life.
Yeah.
Being he's like what? Top 3 probably in free throw attempts per game.
Yeah,
last time that I saw
get him out of here.
I don't like, and that was a stat from early in the season, but I don't like it at all.
Okay, stay in the folks, bro. I ain't got nothing for him. All right, number 3. What the hell are the goddamn Toronto Raptors doing? Are y'all sorry? Are y'all trying to stay sorry? I mean, what? Why are we giving away first round picks with Kelly Olynyk, man? It is 5 PM on Thursday as we record this. I'm still wondering, like, why? What are y'all doing? Any thoughts?
What they got going on? And it was weird because I feel like last year the whole thing was OG. Everything was about OG. Mm-hmm. We want this, and that for OG. I think the Pelicans were in play for that, and they were like, well, we want Dyson and we want Trey, and we probably want some picks in there too. And we was like, you know what? Thanks for your time, but no. And then all of a sudden, OG went for whatever he went for, and it's just like, what's their front office like? What are they doing? like you guys, I have no idea what they're doing. Whatever it is, I don't like it. And I feel like there's some GMs, like I feel like the Pelicans front office, we don't want to lose a trade. Like we're not gonna make it just to be making it. Mm-hmm. Like we don't want to lose a trade. That trade that we made for CJ McCollum, where we got Larry Nance and we got Tony Snell, even though Tony was like expiring. And we sent out Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Didi Lozada, who nobody even knows who that is anyway outside of New Orleans, and like whoever else we sent, like. We won that trade, but we're not just gonna be making no moves just to be making moves, But like, and that's what it seemed like Toronto was doing at first. Not it just like, whatever. We'll take Kyle Lewis Jr. Oh, you know what? We'll actually send him away 2 weeks later at the deadline.
Yeah, nothing they're doing is making sense, man. Like, why are y'all giving away first round picks? Like,
that's nuts.
It's crazy.
I don't get it.
You said something that made me think too. Why weren't y'all more active at the deadline?
I think that. They're pleased with the pieces.
Because y'all could have gave Atlanta whatever they wanted for DeJounte Murray. I ain't gonna lie. I'm so glad y'all didn't do that.
We didn't want if they wanted Herb. We're not giving up Herb. Like it's just not happening.
You wouldn't have given up Herb for DeJounte?
No.
That got his Stranger Thing. Lucas looking ass about him so quick. You for real?
I think DeJounte is still living off his like defensive reputation that he had a few years ago. Herb, though, no, we wasn't doing
it. A backcourt with DeJounte and CJ.
We wasn't doing it. We wasn't doing it. Whenever they was trying to, but it wasn't just gonna be Herb. We was gonna have to give him something else too. I'm sure they want a CJ or something too. So you wouldn't even compare CJ. Oh man, nah. So now and CJ's having his best season right now from the floor. I want to say, because he missed. We messed up his streak with all our injuries and stuff. We messed up his playoff streak. Last year was the first time he ever missed the playoffs in his career, and he had a long off season, and it's all he's been talking about and thinking about. And so now CJ's just on like a warpath, and the team's largely healthy. So like beast, man. I've been hearing from Memphis fans. They be like, "Man, CJ tearing us up every time," and I'd be like, "Really, for real?" So I like have to like,
he's number one. We have a list of Grizz killers, and he is number one.
And when we say list, like when we say Grizz killer, like
wow,
CJ McCollum,
help the bell.
Listen. He's the dude that broke Mike Conley's face. Like,
you remember that?
He goes back that far.
Man, yeah, they was talking about that recently too, and I was just like, damn. I didn't even remember that at all. That's the crazy part. I didn't remember it.
Broke his face in the playoff, man.
Yeah, I'm sure he was sorry.
Up the damn series.
But no, man, I think our front office is okay with the guys that we have. They just the injuries have derailed us so much, and it's like right now we're the healthiest we've been this entire tenure since we've had this set of people, like since BI and Zion got there. So I think they're just like, you know what, let's just see. We're off to the best start through 51 games, like I want to say in history, or at least since they rebranded to the Pelicans. They've never been 30 and 21 or whatever through 51 games. So I think that they're just like, look, we'll take our chances. We're kind of starting to string some wins together right now. We're getting into a good stretch of the season. So let's stay with what we have. Maybe we can let Jonas Valanciunas test the market in the offseason, and we might be able to retain him. I thought that they'd send out some seconds. I thought that they would send out Najee Marshall and try to get some seconds back, because we sent out our seconds out with Devontae Graham last season to get him off the book. So I think that they explored what they needed to explore, and if the deal wasn't there, they're not going to make the deal if they're not going to win it. So we're going to see what we're going to roll with, and hopefully the guys stay healthy and we can get into the playoffs outright. Don't mess with the plan. And hopefully we match up with like the Kings or something in the first round.
Ooh, that'd be a fun series.
Nasty.
Man. That'd be a fun series. I like the Kings a lot.
And I like them a lot too. They kind of fooled when they play us this season. I don't know what happened. We got one more matchup against them because due to the in-season tournament, we have an extra game against them. So we played them 4 times, and we still have one more. But we've swept so far 4-0. So that will be a fun series, and hopefully it would look just like how the regular season's been looking with them. But I think that they feel confident that they can compete with anybody as long as they're healthy. So we'll see what happens.
I got a question for you. Real quick. This is something I've been wanting to ask you for a while. What was the feeling in the New Orleans streets about Zion over the offseason? Like not even just acting a fool, but like with all the history, all the injuries, were New Orleans fans ready to cut, or were they still riding with him?
I can't really remember. I feel like there was definitely a lot of scrutiny surrounding the Mariah Mills stuff, and they're like, he's not, taking things seriously because he's out here running around with strippers and things like that. So I feel like it was mixed. I feel like some of us were just like, all right, bro, get serious, and other people were like, this is stupid. Like, what are we doing here? We're going into year 5 of having him and stuff. So I can't really, this summer was crazy. I can't really remember what the general consensus was. But for me, I'm just like, I was willing to give it to like the trade deadline. Like, look, let's see if we're going to be healthy. And if we're not, we need to move on from one of these guys. And for me, I would prefer to keep Zion over keeping BI. And a lot of people look at me like,
really?
What? And I'm like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, BI's great. But he's not generational the way Zion's generational when Zion's healthy. So
you still have faith that Zion can turn around and be something closer to the guy that we thought he'd be? Because I ain't gonna lie, that first healthy year he had, man, that dude was looking like the scariest dude I've seen since Shaq. For real, though.
He's never going to be Duke Zion. Like he was a child then, like a man child.
Zion.
Yeah, he's never going to be that guy. But like last year, I feel like he was probably in the MVP conversation in December last year. He had us first in the Western Conference for a little while, and we were and at that time when we were first in the Western Conference, we hadn't seen BI for a month because he hit his toe on Dylan Brooks' shoe. So we hadn't seen him for a while, but we were still number one just off the strength of Zion playing out of his mind. So in that second season that he had, the 2020-2021 season is when he had like the most efficient season, I want to say, in his career. But the team surrounding us and BI and Zion, they played 61 games apiece, I want to say, and that's the most games either one of them played their whole time here. But they were under Stan Van Gundy, and everybody hated him, and nobody wanted to play ball no more. And our supporting cast sucked. So now it's like, okay, we have them both healthy again. And now we have a much better supporting cast. So let's see what they can do. And hopefully, man, give the city something to be excited about. Because right now, football team is trash. I don't watch football, so I don't care. But these Saints fans is in hell.
Rel is for real like a lady me, bro. Like literally everything she say is the way he sits, bro.
It is wild how like linked Ja and Zion have been since even their AAU days in South Carolina and all that kind of stuff. And they're both of their summers this past summer, like what they both went through, kind of like with all the nonsense, the bullshit, right? Like it's just crazy because like here in Memphis
on some other shit,
it was a ride or die. Like nobody was ready. I mean, like folks were like, the national media was like, you know, Grizzlies need to cut, like they need to cut bait on Ja, like get rid. It's over with, all that kind of stuff. And we're sitting here going, man,
crazy that sound.
Y'all stupid, man. What are y'all talking about?
Right.
This summer
we were more mad at DTAP for filming him than we were for him putting the gun, bringing the gun out.
Like, come on, man, you got to put the camera out all the time for, man.
Why are you pulling the phone out, man? Put the phone away.
We were mad at Dylan Brooks for taking too many shots than we were for Dylan having the gun out.
I can't stand watching that dude with that broke jump shot, man. But no, this summer was crazy. I went to this camp that T. Morant showed up at, and I was filming while he was talking. And so I posted this video about
Is that your clip?
That was my clip.
That was your clip?
When he said, my son, you know, he's responsible for his own actions, blah, blah, whatever. That was probably the only time when I was filming something and I was thinking, yeah, I'm finna come up off of this.
I bet this when I followed you then. Like
that
was your clip. I had no idea that was your clip.
Like,
that's probably why I don't remember following you. That's probably when I followed you, when you posted that clip.
Yeah, one of the Pelicans, one of their like developmental coaches, I'm really cool with him, and he was one of the coaches running that camp. And I want to say the year before, Ja had actually gone to that camp. But you know, this summer he was, you know, just doing this thing. He was away from everybody, whatever have you. But Ja's dad showed up, his whole camp showed up. And so I got to spend some time, you know, hanging out with them and everything. And I want to say, I don't remember who the guy was. I don't know his name. I don't know if he was an uncle, something like that. But he basically was saying the same thing. Like, your boy, he boneheaded, he got the camera. It ain't even all that serious. Like, we're not worried about it, you know?
So he was in his driveway at his house. Like, what are you doing, man?
Why we got to get the camera out? These children, man, these youngsters.
They don't know no better.
Yeah, man, that whole thing was super crazy. And I was defending T because I was like, did y'all even hear what he said in this video, bro? Like, he's saying he's responsible for his own actions. Like, and he's telling, what he was telling those kids was like, look, just be careful who you surround yourself with, make your own decisions, make sure you make good decisions. Bing, bang, boom, like that's it. And everybody was like, he's part of the problem. And it's like, are you listening?
Yeah, folks are always ready to get up after T. Morant, man. It's crazy.
I was like, nah, man, T was in that gym talking to every single person that wanted to talk to him. He's just a regular dad who happens to have visibility because he ends up courtside at these games. And so if the cameras is on him, he's just like, whatever, like I'm having fun. I'm hitting the Bernie. Whatever.
I ain't mad at T.
He was very nice dude. You know, we took a selfie, whatever have you. It felt weird the next day because I feel like he probably was like, you posted that damn video yesterday. You got these people. But he probably don't even care.
Yeah.
He probably don't even care. It's just people are going to say what they want to say. I was just there documenting stuff because I was taking videos of everything anyway. So yeah, man, I'm always defending T as a dad. And it was the same thing with LeVar. And that's why I became so into what was going on with Lonzo and Jello and Melo, because they just want the hoop, and it's not their fault that their dad is loud, but he's just a dad.
He done calmed his ass down now. I ain't seen that man in about 2 years.
I ain't seen him. He's very quiet. And if I do see him, he ain't saying nothing.
He's chilling. Mission accomplished, though. You got 3 boys who got NBA checks for sure. So
man, what?
Definitely accomplished.
Who done that?
Like I said one time, man, you gotta give props to that man balls, man. You shot out 3 NBA players, bro. Hey, who the hell can say that shit? I'm just happy
Big
Gabe
baller
got straight
brand.
A's. You know what I mean? I'm just happy that I
Big
can't go straight
baller brand.
A's. Hey, boisterous, whatever balls, probably. So another B word balls, yeah.
Whatever.
Now, final question from my homie Rel Myers, content creator out of New Orleans. Y'all seen her on Twitter, man. Real superstar. I want to be like her one day if I keep going. If I keep living. Forgot to ask you this in the first segment of the show.
Mm-hmm.
You're coming to Memphis next week.
Yeah.
I don't know how long you're gonna be here. I know you said you might get a day to just kick it or whatever. If you do have that free time to just do your thing, what do you plan on doing in Memphis? What you plan on eating in Memphis?
Man, I hadn't even thought about it. There's the dude, his name's Ant, I think, Grizz fan Ant. He was like,
yeah, he got his own restaurant. Yeah,
you come through, I'm gonna hook you up, I'm gonna feed you. And so
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go see him. So I think I don't know what time I'm getting in, but on Sunday at some point in the evening, I'll be getting in there. And then Monday, I just ain't gonna be doing nothing until the game starts. So and then I'm leaving on Tuesday. So I gotta pretty much kind of like figure out what my itinerary is gonna be as far as where I'm gonna eat and stuff like that. But I definitely gotta go visit Ant, see what's up with him, see what he got. And I have a friend who lives out there, and I'll be going to the game with her. So I'm sure she probably could, recommend something too. So, but when I go out of town to go watch these games, I just be like, all right, look, how many hours to the game?
Right, we doing something local for sure. I ain't doing no chain restaurants, no nothing.
Yeah,
But,
I'm like, look, where can I go get some grub?
I will give you some recommendations, but ain't none of you folks paying me. You pay me, I could have blew you up. If you was a sponsor, I could have blew your ass up right now. But no,
I said, let's try it and rate it.
Free recommendations. Ain't shit free in 2024, man. Quit playing with me.
The price.
I know y'all thought y'all about to get a shout out, man. You get nothing, man. That's what they thought, didn't they, Ken?
They thought that, man, but ain't nothing free around here.
That's what I be trying to say. I'm trying to get sponsors and stuff. They be putting my videos on ESPN, TikTok. ESPN.
You get paid for that stuff?
Nah, man. I have a friend who works for ESPN Social, and he'd be like, "Hey, can we use this?" And I'd be like, "Put it on there now." And so like, it's getting me visibility and stuff. So I'm just like, I'm cool. It's whatever.
Come off some change for you now, for real.
But that's what I was saying. Like these sponsors, like you could have been in front of ESPN's 44 million followers with your logo on my video, but y'all playing. So
See, Kenny, this how they dropping the ball. Because we got a couple of restaurants we going back and forth with, dragging their feet. See, if y'all went on drop their check out,
you could have hit Rel with one right now, but they dragging their feet.
My girl could have been in there, man, doing the full review and everything. Y'all folks might be dragging your feet.
You tried and rated 1 through 10.
Dragging your feet, man. We could have blew you up, man. But I tell you what, man, that's my girl Rel Myers, man. Check her out on Twitter, man. I'm telling you, she's amazing. One of my favorite followers on there. It ain't many people I really pull for to just keep doing their thing. But you're definitely one on Rel. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Well, I tell you what, y'all, we about to take a break. When we come back, we're going to go inside the Sain brain here on the Anthony Sain Show. See y'all in a minute.
Yeah. Vince Williams is the closest thing we've seen to Tony Allen. 100% Tony Allen. I think that has been really thrown around very loosely in a kind of just joking manner for a lot of people, because everybody for the love that we have for TA, such a big factor in this franchise. We throw that thing around. We throw that the grandson thing around lightly because it's kind of funny on Twitter, but he is the closest thing to Tony Allen that has been so far in a Memphis uniform. And I think that's very, DeAnthony Melton might have been the other, but to your point, that's what made me think about this, is that the fearlessness that he plays with, that's what Tony Allen played with. He did not care who you were. He doesn't see a name on that.
Tune in to The Daily Grind with Mark King and Luke Hatmaker at 1 p.m. every Monday through Friday, live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
So we've kind of talked about the lack of a culture. The lack of culture that this team seems to have. Like, there's not a true identity to them. And I'm just curious, how hard is that to have a culture when you only have Malcolm and Jaden back from last year? So you're not really retaining much. So it seems like
I think you
have
can
a
still
culture.
have a culture that you're instilling from day one that they're here. I mean, he said it himself, like he'd been going easier and letting things slide that he normally wouldn't. Like, why are you doing that? Are you doing that because these guys are older and you think that they can get away with it and still win game? Like, why?
Yeah.
So I think the portal definitely plays a role, and he's got to establish and hold everybody to the same standard, no matter who it is. If it's a fifth-year senior or if it's a freshman that's walking in the door, like you got to treat everybody the same way in the program and hold all of them to the same standard. And I don't think that happens.
Yeah.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. Final segment of the show. Shout out to my girl Rel Myers, man. Just super dope interview, man. Super dope conversation after the interview, man, with her as well, man. Just
staying on with us for 2 segments, man. She didn't have to do that, man. That was fun.
Do none of that for sure. So, really just glad to have her on, man. Just really pulling for her with the stuff that she's doing, man. Because she deals with a lot of bullshit, bro, that I can relate to, and some of that I can't relate to. Because there's certain things about her that I'll never be. One of those is a woman, you know what I mean? So it's just stuff that she deals with that on top of the stuff that I know that she deals with being a minority in this business, man, for sure. So shout out to my girl Rel Myers doing her thing down there in New Orleans, man. Like I said, I feel like I was talking to a lady version of myself because we go through so much of the same shit and we do so much of the same shit, man, for sure. But yeah, man, inside the same brain where we talk about something going on in the world that typically does not have to do with sports. I got a question, Kitty Stubblefield. You know how something was kind of cool the first time? Then when you start thinking about it, it's like, okay, it really ain't cool, man. You know what I mean? And then you see it again, like, all right, bro, like, no, all right, enough. And what that is the comedic guest on Club Shay Shay who come in and they're just kind of shitting on each other. Like, okay, I'm over it, bro. If you all are wondering what we're talking about, your girl Monique, the comedian, came on Club Shay Shay show. And she was getting her shit off about this, that, and the other. I'm like, all right, bro, I'm out on all this, man. And here's my thing. Comedians are here to entertain us and to make us laugh, right? I don't care about all this hating ass shit y'all got towards each other, man. It's like if y'all aren't the ones who are gonna be positive and making me laugh, who the hell is supposed to do it?
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, when are we gonna start making video? Okay, and I can't remember who it was. I saw that somebody said Dave Chappelle said this. I didn't see Dave said this, but they said somebody said Dave Chappelle was like, you know, when I say we, I mean black comedians, right? He was saying we've had to fight against oppression and not being given the equal footing and all this stuff forever. Like, why are we doing this to each other, man? Like, you know, and I saw a video not too long ago where a guy said, he said, man, why is it that every time we do something, meaning black people, why is it every time we do something great, other black people have to say, well, he was sucking a dick to do that, or he's Illuminati. So like, why we just can't say, man, that dude's the shit, man. That dude did his thing, and it really bothers me, man. Like, and I get some of the stuff Cat Williams is saying, I get some of the stuff as Monique is saying, but it's like, man, I just don't know what. I don't know what Shannon Sharpe is doing, bro. Like, I get it. You're in the job. Your job is about you're in the business of clicks, man. Content, getting people to come on and say this and get people to do that. But I'm like, man, you coming off messy as hell, bro. You coming just real, just super gossipy. Just, man, get out of here, bro. Like,
he left Fox, he has made a turn in terms of, like, have you watched any of the Chad Ochocinco podcast that he does?
A little bit, like,
bro. Like,
remember we talked about him,
the Megan Thee Stallion stuff.
Yeah, with that Megan Thee Stallion. Like, bro, you just doing too much, bro. Like, you literally just saying what you would do to this woman. That's somebody's lady, man. Like,
that's somebody's daughter. That's somebody's friend. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all you would do to her, man. Stop. And I don't believe you, by the way.
No, I don't believe you. Yeah. I think you're a lie. I think you're a lie. But it definitely. Listen, man. Like, we all know how this business works. Mm-hmm. Maybe not to the same level as, obviously not to the same level as a Cat Williams or a Monique, but man, sometimes it's best just to stop talking and like just work, just create, just continue to run in your lane, right? And I feel like Shannon Sharpe has become a part of the problem instead of a part of the solution, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm at with this. Like, it just feels like like what he did with Kat and what he did with Monique. It feels super exploitive, and I don't like it. It makes me really uncomfortable.
It's like 2 hours of a talking tabloid. I'm like, man, I don't have time for this. This feels like the National Enquirer talking.
Yeah,
and it's just the Cat Williams interview. It went super viral, and I don't know if he's trying to repeat that, or he's just trying to stay in that lane. But man, I don't like seeing my. I'm a dude who I consider myself a funny dude, man. I don't like seeing my comedic superheroes fighting against each other. Like, bro, this is stupid, bro. Like, this is. It's all just dumb, and it's all stuff we've already seen and heard before. I'm just totally out on it, man. I'm super good on it all, to be honest with you, for sure.
No, I feel.
And I think he's just too talented. I think he's too talented for that, man. And it's like you look like a. It just kind of bothers me to see this huge man like being like
Hall of Fame football player. Not even Barbara Walters being a TMZ, being a shade room,
like,
being
like
it's like he's basically taking the shade room and or what's it called, Clubhouse. He's taking Clubhouse and put it on onto a nice little set. And I'm like, hey man, like, what are we doing here? Like,
I'd rather see him have like a real, just solid conversation with somebody than this messy shit, man. Like it's
because he's a super thoughtful individual. Like
he's not a dumb dude at all. Yeah. I get it. I mean, because that video he did with Cat Williams was like, I think somebody said that was one of the biggest, most viewed podcast interview segment ever or something like that. Like,
he put out a graphic with all the numbers that it did in a matter of like 48 hours, and bro, it was wild.
Yeah, I'm already knowing.
Yeah,
but I'm just kind of over it, bro. Like I want to see. I want to see black people just kind of build each other up more than just attacking each other within their field, man. It's kind of like, I don't know, man. It's like if I was getting here and just start talking bad about Jason Smith or the Michael Cole, like
for what?
Or CJ hurt or something, you know what I mean? Like, well, you know how CJ got the job in the Grind City Media, right? You know he was over there eating ass. I mean, come on.
Whoa, hey, allegedly,
CJ was eating ass.
allegedly. Wait, not even allegedly.
Do the research. When have you hear CJ talking about his wife? When have you ever seen his wife and all this?
Yeah.
Like,
dude,
what's the point?
You
bro?
sound so much like Kat. Do the research. Do the research. You gotta be Monique and start adding baby.
Why you think Avery Wilson don't have me on this news show no more?
Right.
Why you think
nobody cares, man? Like, that's the thing. Like, nobody cares.
Why Avery Wilson ain't got me on not Avery Wilson?
Oh man,
why you think why Avery ain't got me on this show no more, man? Come on.
Right.
No, they ain't doing it no more. I don't think I need to check. Avery, y'all still doing this shit? Yeah, Wilson. Oh man,
just messy, man.
It's just bullshit, bro.
Hey, would you ever let your girl call you daddy?
Huh?
Would you ever let your girl call you daddy?
What you mean?
Like Monique?
Man,
she calls her.
I don't even know what Monique. Bro, I'm talking about 10 seconds of Monique saying some dumb shit. I'm like, all right, bro, this is stupid. I'm not going.
She calls her husband daddy.
Oh yeah, my girl can call me dad. Yeah. That's what she into. Shit. Fuck. Yeah, man.
All right, man.
All right, bro. I'm about to go down another rabbit hole. I might as well know. Hey, bro, where you at? As far because this is Inside the Same, bro.
This is.
I'm listening to my boy Jason John. When I said Jason Smith, made me think about. I'm listening to Jason John's show, right? And they were saying something about foot fetishes or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where you at with feet, bro? I'm a feet guy, bro. Where you at with it?
Man, I'm not a foot guy.
I'm gonna leave it alone. I ain't got shit else to say. Cause I'm coming out. Hey.
Nah, man. It's never done it. Never done it for me.
Right, shit. All right, but yeah. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Yeah. Shout out to the potential sponsors, man. Let's leave that one alone.
Yeah. Yeah, I might cut a commercial with somebody goddamn do a pedicure.
Right.
Shit, I can show up, do a live recording, and be
somebody. We got some pedicure places that are like, oh really?
Oh really? Yeah, no, don't invite me. Goddamn it.
Inside the same brain.
It's not gonna go the way you think it's gonna go. Y'all gonna get a goddamn lawsuit. You will invite me in that mother.
Inside the Same Brain, sponsored by, and it's Anthony getting a pedicure the whole time.
Yeah, nah, it ain't gonna be me. I'm gonna be in that mug on some creep shit. Just look at this man. But nah,
I'm good on that.
For my girl Rel Myers, man. For my boy Kenny Stubblefield. It's Anthony Sain. We'll see you guys next time, y'all. And we up out of here.
Thank you for listening to the Anthony Sain Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.